event a bus party, and basically the idea of it is to set up an event for people who don't normally ride the bus or don't know much about it to experience what it's like, kind of break down the barriers and excuses that they have for not riding it. And once a month on a Saturday, anyone who wants to can come down and we'll ride one route from start to finish. That way people can see how to get on, how people get off without having to worry about figuring out where their destination is and kind of go through it as a group. And so far the two that we've held have sparked great discussion. People asking, well, why is it like this? What's the background on that? Can we make these changes? It could work for me if it were more like this. And great feedback that I think that the city could use to make improvements and also kind of use as publicity for people that maybe think about it as an option. But so far it's been great for people that find out. They spread the word and people show up that I haven't met before. And people, I find I meet new people asking about it and planning on coming to the next one once they hear about it. Each bus should have a schedule on it, and they updated them to have maps, which is very useful. And then also if you're at the bus depot, the transfer location on the corner of 12th Avenue and 2nd Street, they should have some there also. And then there's a website. If you go to cedar-rapids.org/transit, that is the official Cedar Rapids Transit site. I've been riding it the 3 years that I've lived here. And then about a year ago, I applied to be on the Corridor MPO board, and they work with planning for the area expanding and transportation, so streets, roads, trails, interstate, and transportation. And I'm a big public transportation advocate. I kind of fell in love with it back when I was young, and so I really enjoy riding it, but I also am a realist and know that it's not perfect for everyone. It can use improvements, and that's kind of why I wanted to start having this public get-togethers and see what we could do to make it better in Cedar Rapids. So I enjoy the perks of riding the bus, like being able to read a book or listen to music on my way into work, not having to warm up the car or scrape off ice in the winter, and also not worrying about other bad drivers maybe in the winter. You can also kind of take a little nap on the way into work, so it's like I see those all as benefits, plus the social aspects of meeting people in the community and talking with them and learning about different things going on. And so as I was trying to encourage other people to ride it, I found that those perks were not enough for others. They came up with a lot of excuses. I don't know how to use the bus, it doesn't come right to my door, I wouldn't want it to come right to my door because it's noisy, I don't know where it stops, I don't know if I would have to transfer. And so this is really why I just kind of one day woke up and thought, well, if I bring people along and show them how to do it, then some of them would start riding and we could find out why others wouldn't ride. Well, it's kind of a chicken and the egg problem, as we have heard all over the place, and more ridership would of course be more money for the system, and then also could show people where, or show the transit group where they need to focus on the routes. I know that there's been talk of them kind of trimming down some because the ridership's low, which is not always a bad thing. We need to focus it where it's needed, but we also need to make sure we have good coverage for people to start riding. And if we have more increased ridership, I think it would bring more focus onto making it better instead of just kind of leaving it as is and letting people go. We need more voices saying, we need to improve this, we need to make these changes, and asking for them instead of just the people that have to deal with it because they have no other option.
This is the second time. This is my second bus party. Last month we did, I believe, Route 2. This time we did was Route 3, right?
Route 2 was last time. This time was Route 3.
This time Route 3. They're very different routes.
Are you a frequent user of public transportation?
I'm not. I have been when I've lived in other cities. In Chicago, I took the L a lot and walked a lot, even though I had a car. And in my hometown, I did a lot of biking. And I've not found either of those to be very viable for me here.
Okay. So what kind of stands between you and more frequent use of public transportation?
Primarily a feeling of predictability, and that I can get from where I am to where I'm going, and that I can have the confidence that I'll be able to really go where I want to go whenever I want to. And I realize that there's the extreme of that you can only get with a car, but there is somewhere in between that our current transit system isn't achieving that we need to. And I think a part of that would be putting a bike rack on the bus. And having those consistent and universal, such that I could commute and know that if all else fails, I can bike home at a moment's notice.
Dinner party once where somebody picked up my phone.
When I was a kid, when I would miss the school bus, that's the way to get to school bus. But now as an adult, I don't as much. I live along Route 4 and work along Route 3, and it takes me about 10 minutes to drive, 20 minutes to bike, and it'll take an hour and a half to use the bus.
So the routing and the scheduling are issues for you then?
Yes, definitely.
Good.
Yeah.
All right. So what, are there other things that would encourage you to use public transportation more frequently?
If there was a transfer somewhere between the 4 and 3, I would definitely use it. And if there were bike racks on it, because then I could bike to work in the morning and take the bus home, or I could bike to work and take the bus to my grad school class and then bike home and things like that. I would definitely use it.